Hi, it's me again. Now, the morning of the exam, what do you do then? Well, there's some very clear things that you need to do. Obviously, you need to get there on time, so make sure you've got your alarm set for the right time. Maybe a couple of alarms just to get you sorted out in case one fails. It's okay turning up for work late now and again, but if you turn up late for an exam, you've basically lost a huge amount of time. So make sure you've got that sorted out. But what do you do on the actual morning of the exam to prepare yourself for it? Well, you need to take care of your basic bodily needs. You need to make sure that you're fed. Decent breakfast. If the exam's in the afternoon, you need to make sure you have a decent lunch as well. There's a thing in psychology called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And effectively, boiled down, what that means is that your higher mental functions won't operate properly unless your lower functions, your bodily functions as it were, are taken care of. And some other things like feeling safe and secure and stuff like that. But your basic, bodily functions, if they are, pinging messages up to your brain saying things like, I'm starving, I'm thirsty, then that's what your body, that's what your brain is going to be more focused on, rather than thinking about esoteric problems and physics, chemistry, maths, English, you name it. Okay? So make sure that that is taken care of, that you're fed, that you're not hungry, and that you're not going to become hungry right in the middle of the exam. Avoid things that are very sugary, sweets and stuff like that, because what tends to happen with that is that after a certain length of time, and I'm no expert in this, but after a certain length of time, you get something called a sugar bounce, which means that you just start getting hungry again. And if that starts right in the middle of an exam, it's going to be difficult. Now, something that's very, very important is you try to avoid drinking caffeine before an exam. And that could be anything like tea, coffee, Coca-Cola, iron brew, any sort of drink like that. Energy drinks as well. You might think taking an energy drink before an exam might be a good idea, but it's full of caffeine. Now, why is that a problem? Well, caffeine is a chemical, a compound that is known as a diuretic, and to put that in blunt terms, it makes you want to go to the toilet, it makes you want to pee. Okay? Now, that's fine and dandy if you're in your house and you've had a wee cup of tea or a coffee or whatever. But if you're in the middle of an exam and suddenly you find yourself desperate to go to the toilet, it's going to take away any of your ability to think clearly and to do the exam. So that is probably number one on the list of advice on what to do just before you sit in the exam. Don't have caffeine. That may be a problem for some people because you might be caffeine junkies. You might be one of these people that has to have a cup of coffee on a regular basis. Now, if that's the case with you, then you might want to look at that well in advance of the exam and try to do something about your caffeine dependency and try and reduce that a little bit. So those are the two main pieces of advice. Make sure you're well fed and make sure that you are not going to be in a situation where you're needing to go to the toilet before or during the exam. Go to the toilet just before you go in and everything should be fine for you to be calm and relaxed and do the exam.